with George Pitch, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, it's Friday. Woo-hoo! I know, folks. I know you're excited. Just got paid. Friday night. I used to love those days. But here, one of my old jobs, I was only working 4 days a week, 10 hours a day, and I was off on Friday. So y'all fools were working on Fridays. I was at home watching morning cartoons, eating cereal. But then by then I'd be broke. So folks, as you know, I enjoy talking to you ladies, reaching out to you ladies and sharing a story about how to get started in sport and everything else. We have this lovely young lady. She turned pro in 2023 and then made her pro debut. That is, astonishing. Most competitors take the time off as a off season to grow, not just jump in it. We have here the lovely Miss Danielle Means, and she is in the figure division. And she's from California. Where about in California?
Los Angeles.
Oh, ooh, I had some hard times these past few months. I mean, the fires, everything else. I know ladies who live out that way. I've done interviews with, come friends with. I hope everything's going on right with them and also with you.
Yeah, no, everything's been fine for us. Like I did have to evacuate one night, and I do have a gym in downtown LA, so that was safe. Have a lot of friends that did lose their homes, unfortunately. So we did our bit to raise funds and put our donations to good use. But yeah, it's been a tough start to the year.
Yeah, it is tough, sorry, for everybody. So, depending, how people see it. But yeah, I can understand that because I'm in North Carolina. We get y'all get the fires, we get the hurricanes really bad.
Yeah.
Like I remember
But
we
what's
had
so heartwarming is seeing the community come together after that and just rally around each other and just really lift each other up. Really, it's been pretty amazing to witness.
where people would see this time. I say like this: when during times of struggles and tragedy, people usually come up with their best. Sometimes you really see the best out of people in those times. So anyway, folks,
100%.
we welcome her out here, and we hope everything's going right with her. So this is a question I often ask you, ladies: what got you started in this sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Appreciate.
I'm relatively new to this. I my first show was in 2022. I'm brand spanking new, but my history in sport is long. I was a gymnast for many years, and then I was a professional rugby player. I played internationally for Hong Kong, played against the U.S., played against Canada. Hung up my boots and started doing powerlifting, and I competed in that for 7 years. And you know what? I was having to cut down to make weight so much for my weight category that I was then like, you know what? I need to put on some muscle, and why don't we do it properly? And you know what? This bodybuilding thing, this looks like a new challenge. This looks really hard. This looks really uncomfortable. Why don't we try that? So I reached out to my coach, who is still my coach to this day, and the rest is history.
Yeah, bodybuilding's a tough sport. I mean, there's so much involved in it. Rugby's a tough sport because it's like the equivalent of American football with a real football. We had the pads. I played football in high school, and and
Oh,
y'all don't
you.
have the pads. Y'all,
Sorry. I thought we're gonna have an argument here. You, the real football. I'm sorry. No, we
yes,
don't.
with
We
the
don't. We
real,
don't wear. We don't need padding. Can I just say? Uh, we don't need protection. We just go for it.
where football is America. It's America. It always be like America.
Yeah,
But
and rugby's just the rest of the world. That's all. I'm just saying.
yeah, whatever. But anyway, yeah, let's agree to disagree. Okay. So, but
100%.
after that, what was that experience like? As you know, your training has changed, everything's changed, especially coming from athletic background like yourself.
It's been really interesting shifting from a team mentality to then, going into a solo sport. With powerlifting, it was great because especially as I was getting on with my career and work, it meant that training time could be dictated around my schedule a little bit more. It's easier to fit in. But then I just realized, I realized I became increasingly obsessed with numbers and progression, the idea of progress, and seeing that very clearly in black and white. Um, and so, you know what, like having that kind of background as a foundation for bodybuilding is something that I'm so grateful for. chasing numbers, chasing load, chasing reps, and just, progressively getting better and better every session, every week, every month. Bodybuilding has been a lot more consuming when it comes to lifestyle, which has been amazing. I realize I'm someone that really loves structure, and seeing it, and when you see it work, it's like, wow, this is, why wouldn't I do this? So it's something that I've really fallen in love with over the past couple of years that I've been doing it.
Yeah, bodybuilding, there's like strong regiment, practice, consistency, discipline.
So much.
It's so much involved in it. And yeah, and also so you were doing powerlifting, you look like you're not much of a, you look like a little, one of my arms is bigger than you.
Yeah,
My
no,
whole
I was too
legs.
tall. I was honestly, I used to compete. I competed in IPF. I competed all around Asia. I competed in Australia. Won the Asia Championships. Won the Asia Pacific Championships. Won a World Championship in another federation, and now I compete. Now I compete USPA. I competed last year, but I also came second at IPL Worlds in 2021. So something that I was still quite active in. And to be honest, I needed to go up a weight category because I was competing at 132. And that was just getting way too hard, with a strict diet and, trying not to water load or water cut too much and all that stuff. So yeah, it's been an interesting
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah, it is interesting. I know quite a few ladies who, you know, did powerlifting as their first sport when they got before they got into bodybuilding. Some ladies who are still bodybuilding doing powerlifting. Like one example, one lady who I'm a fan of, I follow, that's Angela Yo, number 2 in the
Mm.
world, the current world or Rise Things world champion. And I think somebody said that you transitioned over to bodybuilding because they didn't, one thing is after a while the heavy lifting get it on your joints, can really hurt, after a while. And then sometimes, especially depending division you're in, like you in either physique or your division figure, you don't want your waist to get too blown out.
Yeah. So
So
my coach still incorporates some squat movements, some deadlift movements, but no barbell bench, which I kind of miss. But my levers have changed, my structure has changed, which is fun, and I still enjoy chasing those big lifts and those big numbers, in my off season. But it's, what, after 7 years of competing in powerlifting, I needed a bit of a break. I needed to miss it, to go after it again with the same vigor and intensity that I wanted. And then along the way, I got distracted with bodybuilding, and now I've been wanting to focus on that and really give that my full attention. So it's been really fun.
yeah, you should enjoy yourselves. It's a tough sport. You got to find some pleasure out of it. Hey, we got some people coming in. My man KLA the Wanderer. He also does content and interviews with ladies in sport of bodybuilding. He's a great guy. He says, "Hey, what's popping? Nothing, brother. How about you?" Also, another one of my brother, my man Russ G from Russ G Photography. He's right down for the road from Maya. He lives in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm here in North Carolina. He does
Nice.
photography. He says, "Good evening, all. Thank you, brother." Also, KL says, wait a minute. He says, oh, wait, go. He says, I hope, it gets better in LA. We do, it's a tough time, it's rebuilding, but you know what, I remember when the riots hit in LA, and
Yep.
that's been almost 20 years ago. I mean, it took a while for it to recover. Oh, he also has a comment. He says, he goes about to pop up. Yeah, give me a second. It's like he goes act a little slow sometimes. Here you go. He says, she looks like she's just turned 20. Yeah, she looks
Bless your
young.
heart. It's because we Asian, right? I'm half Malaysian Chinese, and it's, Asian don't raisin.
Well, black don't crack because just ask me how old I am. Just let's look at me and just ask.
How old are you?
You ask, no, ask, yes.
Let's say same age as me. Let's say 34.
No, my sweetheart, I am 50.
No shit.
Yeah, I,
Wow.
I have nieces that are older than you, or as older than you, or older than you, and I have great nieces and nephews.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Look at
one
you.
one thing is I never had kids and never had the burden of a woman other than my mom. So so we don't,
Burden.
like women, y'all just good for one thing, but
Brilliant.
I'm just such an old man and kind of, but I'm just having fun, folks. But yeah, oh, here we got a gentleman here. He's a fan. My man Balls Deep. He says Schmo gang. I'm a member. Also, he says, good evening, gorgeous. Oh, he is a fan. He also says, what up the salute? Thank you, brother. He says, smash the like button. Appreciate that. Smash the like button if you all like this content, and especially follow me. And also another one, he says, peace and blessings, beautiful. And to quote the other guy, if he was here, he says, he says, she is beautiful.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And what was that experience like for you that first time on stage? Because I know, because one thing is when you're playing like sports, like you were gymnasts, you play other sports, you were rugby, it's a different environment compared to those sports.
It's totally different. It was super uncomfortable, I'll be honest. In the whole process of my first show, posing was the most uncomfortable. I've always been more of a tomboy. Even apart from rugby and powerlifting, I did strongman as well. I've also dabbled a little bit in jujitsu. It's been very physical, rough, tomboyish sports. And so then going to something like bodybuilding where it's, it's the aesthetics is huge, right? And stage presence and being graceful and elegant was incredibly uncomfortable. My first show, I actually screwed up my posing, but managed to fix things for my second show, which was like a month after, which I then won, which was great. But it's, I think growth happens when you go outside of your comfort zone, and that was what I wanted. That's what attracted me and scared me about bodybuilding. And I was actually, as a side story, in 2021, I was actually attacked in downtown LA. A man came up to me as I was walking my dog, and a man attacked me with a hammer to the face. Smashed me across the face, broke my orbital bone, fractured my orbital bone, fractured my nose. And my eye went completely black, and I'm lucky to be alive, to be honest. And then I competed at powerlifting nationals 7 weeks later. But that whole experience, like, I thought I was going to die. I thought at the very least my eyeball was gone. But also I didn't know what had happened to my brain. Um, but that whole experience and bouncing back from that experience, I really wanted to not wonder about things anymore. I wanted to not sit on the sidelines. I wanted to just, you know, show him, show the world, show myself, prove to myself that I wasn't just going to let life pass me by, because life is short. And if there's something that you're thinking about doing or debating doing, just fucking go for it. Just go do it. Don't stop, I guess, putting these like limiting beliefs and doubts in your own head. Um, and so after I finished up that competition year of powerlifting, I was like, right, what's next? Let's go for it. And that was bodybuilding.
Well, you know what, young lady, if you were one of my nieces, I heard that me and my brother and my brothers, my nephews, we'd be like next of kin shit. We'd be looking for him. We would have his ass stringed out and hollering like
Oh
I
no, they
remember one
caught
time.
him.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's
They
good. You
caught
got
him.
you.
This guy, he tried doing
You
it to
say
another woman.
motherfucker. That's what he is.
This motherfucker, yeah, 100%.
Yes.
He tried doing it to another woman like an hour after me, and I'd given my description, and they caught him. But my husband is a former pro MMA fighter. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like, he was losing his mind. And also, I used to do jiu-jitsu with the Pasadena police, and they were all up in arms of it. Like they were they were messaging my husband like, you say the word, we'll go out and we'll find this guy. So I was really surrounded by a lot of love and a lot of support from just family, friends all around the world.
Well, that's a great respect to your husband, because I know any man, you wouldn't want to see your wife, the woman you love, be hurt. I know that part of it, especially being an MMA fighter, because I used to do content, especially on women in mixed martial arts. And the
Right.
jiu-jitsu is really a tough skill set. But I grew up as an old boxing fan, and I just remember one time. You've ever heard of his name was Bernard Hopkins? He's an old school boxer. He used to call jiu-jitsu uh, uh, Brazilian blowjob. So
As you
but
do.
yeah, but it is tough because is he still fighting? When what he fought organizations that I heard of other than
He's his lineage is with SBG, but no, he's not fighting anymore. He's retired from that, and just prefers more coaching. But his lineage is through SBG. So he used to coach at SBG Manchester. Used to coach at SBG Sydney, and he does. We both were rolling at SBG SoCal out here in Pasadena. So yeah, still
Mhm.
active, but more just coaching.
And what's his name? When did y'all meet?
We met in Hong Kong in 2015.
Yeah. Y'all been together for that long?
Yeah, he's originally from the UK, and I'm originally from Hong Kong, and he happened to be in Hong Kong working. And the fitness world is very small there, and I knew everyone that he was working with, and we met up for a coffee, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Kind of hit it off the first date, and we got married in 2018, and decided to move to Los Angeles. And then the following year, decided that we were going to build a gym in LA. And so it's called Hybrid Gym Los Angeles, and it's in downtown.
Well, congratulations! Like you get your gym, you get your man, and Hong Kong was once British territory at one point, but then I remember back in the early 2000s, it switched hands back to China.
Yeah,
And did
97.
your family still live in Hong Kong, or they're here in the States?
I have so my dad is originally from Oregon. But he happened to he was working for Nike, and so was my mom. And back in the day, all the rubber tree plantations were out in Malaysia, and so that's how they met. And then they were moving all around Asia, and they just happened to be in Hong Kong when I was born. Um, but no, so my mom's now retired back in Malaysia. My dad is working in Vietnam. They're both divorced, remarried. I've got far too many siblings. Um, but so they're all over that way. My uncle's still in Hong Kong, and then I've got family on the ranch in Oregon and
Okay.
family in Germany. So all over the place.
Yeah, because you have dual citizenship, so that makes you a citizen of this country and another country. So I mean, you should be proud of
Yep.
yourself. Because my citizenship is from years of ancestry being brought here like that. But we are Americans, all everybody. No matter what I say, we all are Americans. We come here. You're here by birth or here by you want to come here and become American. That's your right. That's your privilege. So we have a comment here from my man. Shout out to my man. Boss. He says, "That's crazy work." Yeah, it is, brother. He said, you know, it's just, damn, like remember, like that's just crazy. And also, he asked a question if you want to answer it. It's personally says, she suffers PTSD. Like I said, it's been a while. You still have any
Yeah,
issues,
I
especially
mean,
in the attack?
it was interesting. So I was attacked in May 2021. And for the time after that, and that was, kind of mid COVID. We were the gym wasn't open at the time. And we were trying to get it open. So I was doing like consultations with people. I had to do two consultations with two people that same day over Zoom because it's like it's your own business. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, just say sorry, I can't. So just there's an element of just get on with it. But also it was an incident where I just happened to be honest, in the wrong place, wrong time. I was walking my dog at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. I was doing nothing wrong. I was in a hoodie, sweatpants on a main road. Um, and yeah, I just happened to be in the wrong place, wrong time. So fuck him, basically. Um, I had a hard time walking outside on my own for a while. Um, but then you slowly just get there again. My husband encouraged me to keep training. He was like, just take a deload week. He was like, just take a deload week, and he was like, the quicker that you can bounce back and get back into your old routine, the more that's gonna, I guess, help you long term. And you know what? That's where the mental health aspect of training and that structure has really helped me. It's helped me a number of times in my life. When I've been depressed, down, whatever, like training has always been there. Um, what is it that CT Fletcher says? Like, we are all the same under the bar. It's never gonna it's never gonna leave you. It's never gonna cheat you. It's always gonna humble you, but it's always gonna be there, and it's always gonna be fair. It's objective. And so training just really helped me. I was doing jujitsu as well, just doing drills, so like not rolling, but just doing drills. Um, and that just really helped me bounce back. So no, I'm lucky that I haven't really suffered, I guess, from PTSD from it. Um, I'm the kind of person that was probably a bit too naive. I grew up in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is a really, really safe place, like really, really safe. And LA's not like that, especially downtown LA. And so, in that regard, I probably should have been a little bit more street smart. Not looking at my phone, walking my dog, and that's on me. But at the same time, it's on him. He's the one that decided to throw a fucking hammer at me. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, you just kind of crack on with as best you can, one day at a time. And yeah, so no, I've been really lucky.
Well, my mom always told us, says, one day at a time, sweet Jesus, baby, you be all right. Because sometimes things happen, and you know what? We learn, and we sometimes have to take a little suffering every now and then. But as long as you are fine, your husband know you're fine, your family know you're fine, you're doing fine. I know there'll be some days that
Yep,
it's gonna be tough, but as long as you can hold your head high and like Rocky Balboa, keep moving forward. That's all you got to
exactly.
do is keep moving forward. This is from my
Yep,
man, shout out to my man KL. He says this. He says, yeah, that is unpleasant thing to hear. How do you deal with that type of trauma? Well, she already mentioned it. So, training is good. I know at the time during the pandemic, gyms were closed. A lot of people went nuts, but the gym is their place. It's their sanctuary. It's their therapy. It's
yep.
their church.
Church.
And yeah, so if you don't have it, but then I think you can always find something to help you adapt. And
Yep.
as she mentioned a person that as it's one of my quotes, and this is something I live by. Is my favorite movie, Batman Begins. Beware surrounds all time, young Master Wayne. Never give up your footing for a killing blow. And she mentioned CT Fletcher. He's a picture with her and CT, and that's a legend. I mean, he said. I mean,
Fucking legend.
yeah, I mean, one of you, yeah, a lot of, like I said, do this content. A lot of bodies like share me stuff like that. One we says like, you don't eat for the taste, motherfucker. You eat for the, and he's just crazy. I saw a while
Yeah.
back. He had a situation. He had surgery. He's doing fine. He's just still trying to get over because he's not as young as he used to be. But he's still passionate about sport about it. And also, I found another picture. So she's dips into the BJJ mixed martial art world. Is another person who I'm a fan of. Is Thug Rose. Not Munis. Thug Rose. Thug Rose. Two-time UFC strawweight champion. Currently fighting in the 125 division UFC. When did you meet Rose? Tell me, what was that experience like? So we can
That
Thug
was when there
Rose.
was UFC was in Los Angeles, so it was years ago, pre-pandemic. But yeah, it just happened to just happened to we were in the VIP. We had VIP tickets. So just yeah, saw her backstage and was like, I actually asked her if she wanted to fight, just as a joke, because I was like, "Yo, let's go," and she's like, "Yeah, okay." I was like, "No, fuck no."
No. What she did to Wally Jane, I mean,
I know, phenomenal.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was. I mean, the first fight was just wah pop, saw it, woo. I
yeah,
mean, next to when Valentina put Jessica, that was probably the best head kicks I've seen. I like I
yeah.
said, I've interviewed some ladies in UFC and bare knuckle. I mean, I see some. That's I'm a more of a fan of bodybuilding, especially women's bodybuilding. But I see some similarities between because it's a sport where it's so extreme that most people don't want to see women do it, and also not enough recognition for y'all ladies in both those
No.
sports. And I've seen some crossovers. I see some ladies who've done bodybuilding and done MMA. I actually have a lady who I know. She's a Currently, she's a fighter. She fights. She had fight in the war a while, but she also was an IFB fitness competitor. And
Oh, wow.
her name is Mandy Polk. She goes by Mandy Misdemeanor. And and we were good friends for a good while, but we kind of lost touch. But yeah, I mean, it's just so easy crossing between those two worlds. I mean, even known ladies who have do some BJJ and even do some fighting, but they never went professional. They just did it for the joy of it.
Yeah. No, I mean, BJJ is great. It's just there's so many things that I want to get into, and there's only so many hours in the day. And when you're running your own business as well, it's just, and then bodybuilding just kind of, as things eke up as you get closer and closer to show date, it's like every day is just a race to get everything done, or that's how I feel at least. It's like just tick all those boxes. But no, BJJ is something that I do want to get back to because there's nothing else that you can. It's like human chess, right? And it's fun, and it's playtime, and it's um and trying not to die at the same time. It's just like so many things to think about. But yeah, no, I was very very proud of my 2 stripes and my white belt.
Well, congratulations. It takes a lot of time. I mean, there are people who do for a long time before they get to the white belt, to the purple belt. And like I said, just like bodybuilding, you have to be consistent. I mean,
Yeah,
discipline.
yeah, absolutely.
It's, yeah. So, folks, while we got her here, we're going to jump into her social media for a bit. Follow her on IG. Her links are in the description of this live stream. So, if you're interested in following her and supporting her, reach out. But, and I just know if it's to you, Danielle, I do this as a disclaimer, guys out there. I know she's a lovely little young lady. She has a husband that fights in mixed martial arts. You used to, guys, be respectful. No deep pics. Stop it.
No, absolutely
Get
not.
some help. I don't
No.
want somebody to say, "Hey, who's sending somebody love?" Hey, bloke, what you seeing this? I mean, we're gonna, meet at the alley day, man. That mate, I mean, I say, "Hey, you saw that British guy kick that guy's ass?" Said, yeah, I said that. So we're gonna jump into social media for a bit. First, so like I say, follow her on social media links and check her out. And this is you, and this is where when you're playing rugby. What do you like about playing rugby the most?
Knocking a bitch out.
Somebody was that in
The
MMA.
Yeah, literally. No, the first game I ever had, I think I was 16. And I was in secondary school or high school, and I knocked a girl out my first game. I was like, this is sick. And just fell in love with it. I had loads of, like, my nicknames back in the day were like Beast from the East. They used to call me the Wall because nothing could get past me, like, things like that. Just the team. I had such great team. And that's really what kept me coming coming back. Um, and the discipline, and because it was professional as well. It was, I was playing full time. It was all about performance. It was all about eat this, then right skills training, right recovery, right get back onto the pitch. We're gonna do speed. All right, we're gonna do team plays. So right now we're gonna do videos of looking at our decision making skills and reviewing that together as a team. It was just a great time in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A little girl like you play with me. I don't know. I'd be like, I mean, like, but yeah,
Hey, in
I
Hong
think
in Hong Kong, I'm pretty big.
well, you're not bigger than the United States. Yeah, I can
No,
say
no, fair, fair.
that.
Some big
Yeah,
girls that
yeah,
I played
yeah,
against in the
yeah,
U.S.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's tough. Like any sport you get into, it's a lot of work, consistency, diet, being tough. Develop yourself and grow as an athlete. Now, you turned pro at the Junior USA Championships. What was that experience like when they say to you, you are now an IFBB pro?
that was wild. I was not expecting that. I mean, that was my third show ever. Like, I was not expecting it. I think my coach was equally as surprised. Um, yeah, that's the hubby.
Uh,
Um, yeah, no, I could not believe it. And because I'd actually planned another show the month after. Um, so when I did get that pro card, it was like, right, well, let's start planning for my pro, and let's just see how we stack up against the pros. And that was kind of the goal of my pro debut, just to see how I do. We all know that it's a relentless sport. It involves, it's very consuming. And so I wanted to see how do I rank? Do I even place? Would I place or am I last? And is this something that I really need to take more time to dedicate towards building? So yeah, it was just surreal, absolutely surreal feeling.
Yeah, I mean, every time I do interview with ladies, especially those that get their pro card, they tell me it's just a totally different sensation than anything in life because you got to think about it. Some competitors I know who competed long years before they get their pro card. Others I've seen that like a little snap turn pro. Barely, I just interviewed a lady a while back. She did, her regional show, then did nationals, and then she turned pro. And that was her first year competing,
Wow.
and it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot,
It's
especially the
hard because
process.
then you get imposter syndrome, and then, I was then competing with the pros and it was like, man, like I really, that feeling backstage, I was like, man, I really don't feel like I belong here. I don't feel like I've earned it. I don't feel like I'm worthy of this pro card. Um, but then that would mean arguing with the judges, and it's like, no, I'm not going to argue with the judges. But it was just because I know how long some girls work, how many years people dedicate towards achieving that pro card status. Um, and the fact that I got mine so quick was, there was almost like a guilt feeling, like who did I take that from potentially, you know? So it's still something that I'm still kind of working through. It's even having my first season last year as a pro, was also like, oh, I don't know if I belong here. Being at a show like the New York Pro, even the Toronto Pro was absolutely surreal. But again, just that imposter syndrome. Like I don't have the experience. I don't have enough experience to be worthy of being here.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's just been an interesting journey.
Yeah. What was the decision for you? Because you just got your pro card, then you did the legions. Why did you feel like you wanted to jump in your first pro show? Like I said, most competitors usually wait a year or so that they want to take it as a growing season. They wanted to fix the things. Like sometimes they give critiques to the judges, say you need to work on this or work on that. What made you decide to make your pro debut right after turning pro?
Like I said, because I'd planned another show after that, where after I got my pro card, and so then Legion was like, right, that gives me enough time between May and October to kind of work on a few things. Um, and to be honest, I'm the kind of person that likes competing, uh, in all my sports. This I know that there is a lot of value in taking a lot of time off or taking a year off, like most girls do, between getting their pro card and then they're doing their pro debut. But I just wanted to see, how do I stack up, and the fact that I placed was like affirmation, like, okay, maybe I do belong, maybe I'm okay at this. you know Whereas I think I was worried that getting my pro card was like a fluke. I got lucky. I don't know. Don't get, I think there is an element of luck, of course, in anything. But yeah, I'm someone that's just active. I like competing. I like having deadlines. I like goalposts to hit. Uh, yeah.
So you need something to give you a purpose and to focus on, something that, because you like to say you love competing, you love to be in the action, you want to be in the game, like put me in the game, coach. You don't want to sit in the sidelines too long. I interviewed a lady who also she made her, that wasn't her debut, but she made a debut that same year. She did that show also. That is Krista Garcia. She competed that show, and she told me last weekend we did an interview that they dropped the figure division from the Legion Sports Festival.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I interviewed a lady who that week that
Yeah.
the last year I interviewed Yvonne Pennington, and she earned her pro card. That was the second time she earned a pro card at that show, and now she is the last woman to hold the title as women's physique champion at the Legion because they're gonna have the Legion like around about June. So they dropped the figure this year.
Wow, that's disappointing.
Yeah, because I
That's
think
crazy.
yeah, I do this because one thing is I'm more a fan of women's bodybuilding. I've been following for a long time, and I've seen how it was getting pushed out. It got dropped out of the Arnold, got dropped out of the Olympia, but now it's back. And there was going to be a show for women's bodybuilding in Texas, but they got dropped from that. And now even your division and even physique are getting that stink eye because you know as you saw, there's a new division coming up, and
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it. I
No.
feel like I feel like this is my feeling. So I feel like you have a problem with the divisions. Why not fix the problem within instead of just bring something in there? I know you want to get more people to be involved in it to get more attention, but after a while, what's going to happen to that division? It's going to evolve. This is why it's like I've interviewed some ladies who are bikini competitors. I'm
Yep.
not a fan of the division, but I respect them as competitors. I feel like this bikini came in, it didn't evolve like the other sports, like how physique started and
Yeah.
how figure started and how this fitness started. It all evolved for women's bodybuilding. And here comes this sport, this division, this sport. It's more of an invasive species. If you know anything in history, how some creatures come to certain areas, but they're not naturally to that area. But because after
Yeah.
a while they become part of it. And if you look at the girls in figure, where any of you young lady, she's a bikini competitor, just turned pro also. She looked like she could do figure, but she's one focus on. She might, I don't know, she might change her mind because she has great muscle density. She has good round cap shoulders. And the thing is, if you bring this division that's going to supposed to be, like I would call it like classic bikini, might as well call it. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
Instead of just fixing the problems you have in those divisions, you're just going to have another division that's going to end up looking like the last division that you placed them in.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Even looking at figure and looking at how much figure has grown, like figure has grown from how it was, 10 years ago. And to the point where, for me personally, I was thinking like, God, am I better off dropping down to bikini because because I'm gonna have a hard time getting that big, and I don't know if I want to get that big. Um, so it's tricky. But the way that I love that the way that Sid Gillen has kind of gone about it and seen, okay, if they're going to drop it from this show and this show and this show, then okay, let's create our own show, and with the Triple O dynasty. And I love that. I love that attitude of, right, take away opportunities, right? We're going to give them opportunities. So I love that. I love that's what they're doing. But yeah, this new division that's coming up is, I mean, it's clever from a business perspective. It's very clever. Do I like it? Eh, it's not so much, but you know what? It makes the sport more accessible. Um, but the fact that they're then going to have a pro division too is confusing. Um, and I don't know. I'm also about, like, this is a sport that involves lifting. You should look like you lift.
She looked like the girls came off the beach just tanning and just popping. I
Yeah.
put on a posing suit and I just say, now I say, wait, did you ever work out? I did my cardio today. That's not
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's a tricky one. It's
yeah,
I'm not a big fan of it, but again, I can see it long term for the growth of the sport. Okay, cool, great, but also you should probably hold the standard of the current divisions and the current categories. I think with figure, it's going to be really interesting seeing who's going to win after Sid's retired. What are they looking for now?
yeah, because top three, the top three, you got Sid, Jessica Reyes Padilla. You competed her at the Legions, and she's just crazy. She always doing a lot of shows, and
Yeah.
you have Lola Montez. And now you have Missy Trescott crossing over from
Yep.
fitness into
Yeah,
figure. I
that's
know.
gonna be wild. Yeah. When she announced
Yeah,
that, I was like, oh shit, okay.
yeah. It's kind of like what happened with Women's Physique when after Sarah Vilgus won the title over Sneak
Yeah.
Grant. She kind of changed the look. And now you have women who want to be that level, where her, like, I saw she posted this video of her, like, I think like she's a tanning room or something. She's like pretty much butt naked and she just shredded to the bone. And the thing is that figure posters have a certain guy like her. They don't want too much weight. They don't want that green look like women's bodybuilding. They want
Yeah.
you to have that great athletic look, but still full. You don't want to be too shredded. But the thing is, it's not so much a problem as the athletes. It's a problem of the judges. And then the judges, like I was told, judges only judge what they see.
Mm.
But then what you see is not the standard. You should penalize that and put the people that really, represent the standard. Like I would suggest Shauna Hinton should have won. I think
Yeah.
she looks more like the standard because she's
Yeah.
been there. She was top 5 the last time she was at Olympia. But one person, as you talk about Sid Yellen, her and her partners, Whitney Jones, and also I love her. I think she's my girlfriend, and that is the lovely Miss Andrea Shaw.
Yeah.
I think she's. This is. I'm always going to pull this out because, as my other guy says, if you get something, never do for free. And my opinion is, when a while back, I want to keep shout out my friend Eunice Kitchens. She runs a company, Bad Rap. She was at the Olympia back in 2023 and was in Orlando. She got me this issue. It's the issue of muscle development. Now, it's just the issue of muscle development, but what makes it special for me, what makes it special is that, I love this. I never met this woman. I only saw her one time when she competed, when she was doing guest posing in Savannah back in 2022, my first bodybuilding show. And she took time off and she signed this.
Oh, wow.
She tells me this is really keeps me together. There's days where I get tired of doing content sometimes and I don't feel like I get support. I don't feel like I get enough. But when the champ, the 5-time Olympia champ, 4-time world bodybuilding champ, tells somebody like me she never met that she loves and appreciates my support. It's really because when I got into this, I was a fan for a long time. I'm gonna make my crime here, Danielle. I'm a muscle person. Y'all ladies, y'all excite me, especially you're the muscle and everything, But doing this content, I get to learn stuff like what you've been through, who you are, and really about the sport of bodybuilding, something that most people don't understand because this is the mindset of the everyday person. That's why I think trying to bring that fit model thing because they want to get the attention of the layman person, the everyday Tom, Dick, and Harry and Jane to watch bodybuilding. But when you think about bodybuilding, you think about Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lou Ferrigno, Incredible Hulk, and the Terminator, and then always they're going to use the excuse steroids. Is everybody's on steroids and like that and popping, you guys put the muscle and yada. But no, that's not enough. Because that's only one small factor to it. I keep mentioning, folks, if you follow my content, it's only a small factor to it. If you don't follow the training and the consistency and the diet and discipline, patience, doesn't matter. Like ladies have told me, people have told me, it don't matter what kind of gear you take. If you don't do that, you're not going to look like certain competitors.
100%. And I think it's just consistency. It's just being relentless and being patient, and willing to do all that. And also just being and remembering no one's putting me through this. No one's making me do anything. I'm doing this because I said I wanted to do it. And being able to remind yourself of that. I said I wanted to do this is my choice. I'm deciding to put myself through it. So I need to own that. I need to own that decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No one, like I said, everybody finds their thing about bodybuilding that really gets them into it. Like ladies I talk to got it because, like yourself coming from an athletic background, they wanted something to keep their motivation. And also some ladies who like had kids and then, their bodies change and they want to do something to get back in shape. And then somebody meets them at the gym and says, hey, you got your potential for bodybuilding. Have you tried it? Or some ladies who have dealt with trauma like yourself, not like abusive relationships. And this was something that helped them out. They started training and building their bodies. And then they saw something themselves that they didn't see before, and they really just aspired to go on the stage. Like they go on the stage, you be out there in lights, have people judge you, and then not people understand what it took to get you there. Like I said again, guys like me, we go to the shows, we go see plump, muscular women on the stage. Somebody might see the guys. I'm not into guys like that. It may not be the 80s, baby, but I'm still down with the ladies. And we go to see these, be your friends, family. We go to see y'all on stage. We don't see and understand what it took to get there. You being
Yeah.
tired, dehydrated, maintaining. I know sometimes, like, I know your parents are far off, but then when you're around your friends, at home, and they're eating pizza and this and that, but you have to bring Tupperware, and you can't eat this, you got to drink water all day and all that. But it's that reward when you get on stage and you represent yourself and you represent your body, and you really put in the work and time into it.
There's a lot of sacrifice, and I don't think a lot of people understand it. I think a lot of people are like, oh, you're so lucky. Like you just got such good genetics. And I'm like, fuck you. Like you have no idea. You have no idea. But also just appreciating, understanding that how you look on stage is a snapshot in time. It's a
Mhm.
snapshot. The water load, the water cut, the pump up, the tan, like, the makeup, like all that stuff. It's a snapshot in time. And just how different, like peak week, everyone looks like shit. Everyone looks like you're haggard, you're like skin and bones, you're tired, you're depleted, you know. And it's just, and I tell all my clients that. Everyone that sees me at my gym, it's like they're like, oh wow, like you look fantastic. I'm like, yeah, but this is a lot of work. And they see me on the Stairmaster. They see me training every single day. They see my Tupperware. They see my chicken breast and my, the salad leaves. And it's like, yeah, this is what it takes. Um, it's hard. It's hard,
Hmm.
but it's worth it.
Yeah, anything you want having is worth having. You have to put in the work time. You have to make the sacrifices. Sometimes you can't, like, especially ladies I talk to who have children and families. Sometimes they can't do what they want to do all the time. Something you have to,
Oh, so much respect to them. So
yeah,
much respect.
yeah, you have to find time, and
Yeah.
also, try to find time to work out, and also to hold a job. And looking at you and your husband have a gym and a business, that's one thing that keeps you going. And most people, like I say, don't really understand. But on my channel, I do respect what y'all ladies do, the work y'all definitely put in. Because one thing about, especially for young women, it's just different from the men. As for the guys, they got to put on a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts. Tan, that's about it. And you say about the hair, the makeup. I know I had a debate when we say the expense of between men bodybuilding and women's bodybuilding. It's different per se because guys, their costs are mostly in their food and their supplements. Y'all ladies, y'all costs is your suits right there. That's right there. That's your rent. That's your car note. That could go to something else.
It's mental.
Travel,
Yeah.
food, traveling shows, paying your coaches, makeup, jewelry. I mean, it's an expensive hobby. But when I talk to the ladies who tell me, say, George, I don't do it because I'm going to make money off of it or be successful. I do it because I love it. I love competing. I love being on the
100%.
stage. Yeah, you
I
got
tell
that's the
people,
thing.
I'm like, I lose money off of bodybuilding. Like I don't make anything. They're like, oh no, like don't you have like sponsors and stuff? I'm like, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. It's like I don't do it for any of that. Um, I do it because yeah, it motivates me. Um, it motivates me. It gives me structure. It's a weird sort of fun. It's a weird sort of fun. I don't know what else I'd be doing.
Well, the thing is, you have to love this. It is kind of weird. I don't know. I could be a bodybuilder. I don't know. I'm a little bit, this body's built out. I got two bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I got a pacemaker. I don't know. I used to work. I
Yeah.
used to love work when I was in high school. Love lifting weights. I used to love that. But then I got in the real world. Got a job,
Yeah.
and then, like I said, I keep me into this because this is what really got me into this. Because my mom was sick for a long time. I took care of her for a long
Oh,
time,
sorry.
and this doing this content and then talk to you ladies, it really helped me during her time. And then when she passed, I really got more involved in it because I needed something. Because the one person I truly loved, she was gone. And I didn't have, I know, I've got brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews like that, but they got their own lives, doing their own thing. But doing this content, talk about you ladies, getting the opportunity to, like, I just talked to a lady yesterday who, competed, a long time ago, and now she's making a return. And it's great.
Wow.
Talk to legends and up and comers. This is why I enjoy doing this. I mean, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Like, I'm gonna tell you that, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but that meant to be everybody's cup of tea. I meant to be me. And I do this because this is my purpose to provide somebody education on what it is to be, especially a woman. I have guys on here before, but like I said again, I'm down with y'all ladies. Here we got a comment from my man KL. Shout out to KL. He says, "What's the heaviest you squat or deadlift in powerlifting?" What was that?
I can tell you in kilos.
Kilos.
My highest deadlift was 180 kilos. That's 396, and that was at 60 kilos body weight, so 132 pounds. And my biggest squat was 145 kilos. What is that? 320, I think, 320 pounds. And my bench was 87.5 kilos, and that's, I think, 198 pounds.
198. By the time I was 6, I was doing like 450 on the bench. But
Gangsta.
I'm a big, strong country boy. That's the big difference, But yeah, I think everybody finds their process and what they love about the sport, especially training. Like, what is when you're in the gym? What's that exercise you love the most? Like, I feel like I'm on like on cloud nine, and that what it says, I'm in 7 level of health.
Deadlifts. Deadlifts was the first exercise that I ever fell in love with. It made me feel powerful, strong, indestructible, like I was the baddest motherfucker in the gym. Um, I loved deadlifts. I wanted to be stronger than anyone else in the gym when I first started lifting, and that was what motivated me. Um, hell is split squats. Any form of split squats. Front foot elevated, rear foot elevated, Bulgarians, you name it. Split squats. Split squats is the devil's work.
I'll tell you a true story. I interviewed a lady. She is a Bulgarian. She turned pro about a couple years ago at the Romania Muscle Fest, Romania. She's from Bulgaria, and she told me a story. She was doing Bulgarian split squats with a wellness champion. I think it was a Yisha, I forgot her name. And that's crazy. Like, she loves her split squat. Well, it's Bulgaria, so they're used to it. But everybody don't like the leg day. That's the least favorite because it feel like an episode of. I often say this. I know y'all don't like it, but I often say it because my favorite show, Chappelle's Show, the episode when Charlie Murphy meets Rick James. They go back to A's house, and Rick says, "F your couch, fuck your couch, A Murphy, fuck your couch," and they're beating on his legs.
I
And
know exactly what you're talking about.
they're crawling
Yeah,
out and say, "What about your legs, my legs, Eddie Murphy?" That's a leg day for a bodybuilder. But
yeah. 100%.
yeah, but you got to work on your weaknesses to improve them, and also work on your strengths too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's all part of the process. We got here. You got a new friend here. This is somebody new. I don't know if he follows you or follow me. He said the refined thinker says, "Wow, 396 pounds deadlift is wild." Also, he says this. He says, "I just did 350 pounds, aiming for 360 next week. Good luck to you, brother." And
Let's
he
go. You'll
says,
get it.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, go get it. Yeah, go get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. And your last show was the Toronto Super Show. What was the critique from the judges? What did they tell you need to improve on?
My last show was actually the LA show.
Oh, LA show. Oh.
And the Jana Rotor show in July. That was my most recent show, and I got a top 5 for that. But anyway, feedback from all 3 shows was really hamstrings, a bit more X frame, um, a bit more of that quad sweep, and just a little bit more width in the back. Toronto, they wanted a bit more abs to show through, which I could see. So yeah, always something to work on. Plenty of that. Plenty of to work on.
Yeah. Well, like I said, most of many of my videos have been women in the women's bodybuilding division. I've been spanning out. I've been even bikini figure, especially figure. Y'all have those kind of same aesthetic for those other divisions.
Yeah.
Where the important thing is the back. I've ladies told me that they want to show because of their back, because that widthness, that density. With y'all and figure, you want that. How I often been told that upside down Dorito shape. You want that great tie into your waist. You want
Yeah.
the round cap shoulders. You want that good width. You still want you don't want your legs to be too big,
Yeah.
but you want them to have a nice density and good definition. You want that good quad sweep. And I'm seeing some ladies like you were at that you were Toronto with Manon Deliti. who crossed over, but now I think she's saying she's
Yeah.
going to wellness. And that
Yeah.
girl, I think maybe she stick with physique. She just needs time to grow. I don't know. Wellness. If you look at
That's what
those
I
women,
thought. I was surprised with the wellness switch, but yeah, no, she's she's massive. She's very, very solid.
yeah, that's why I say like it's getting to the point where the divisions are really kind of just melting. If you look at when physique was brought in, and I wasn't a fan of the division because I was a fan of women's bodybuilding. I saw it walk down women's bodybuilding. You know, just they just want to bring in something that looked more, let's say, aesthetically pleasing. But if you look at Silicon, you look at Sarah Vegas, you look at Natalia Quay, who was also a figure before, Shanique Grant, who's now she's returning and she's going to do wellness. You know, she took the time off. I think with Manon, she needs a little more time, bring down the size a little bit, you know, get those quads, you know, more fuller
Yeah.
around her in the glutes. Because, you know, with why wellness is so dominant in Brazil because that's where it started. And those
Yeah.
women, as we talk about this, those women have those strong Afro aesthetics because a lot of Africans were in Brazil, and they get those qualities like the rounded hips, the
Yeah.
full in the quads and the legs, you know, those genetics. That's why they do so dominant. It's like the lady who won this child was just another switch another Brazilian. And I think with those, if certain women don't have those aesthetics, it may not be division for you. You might need to find out
Yeah.
what works for you. If you don't feel like you can do figure anymore, then go up to physique. But I think this is the thing where women are saying like, I don't want to lose my femininity. I don't want to do. But here's again, Andrea's a beautiful lady. Some quite a few other ladies like Teresa Vostok, who's going to be competing at the Triple O. You know, she's a beautiful lady. I mean, you know, everybody is got to find your place. And
Yeah.
sometimes, you know, you might go to division may not work for you, especially aesthetic wise.
Yeah. It's I mean, I didn't know anything when I first started and was like, wellness? I asked my coach, I was like, wellness figure? Like, I don't really know. And he was like, yeah, it's like with the way your physique works, he's like, he's a big fan of symmetry. My coach, Rodin Dubois, who's out of Sydney. And to be honest, especially looking at how much I hate leg day, it's like there's no way I was ever gonna do wellness. But also I'm Asian. I'm Chinese. Like no. Like it's not gonna happen, wellness for me. Um Even figure is a little bit of a stretch, but hey, we're trying over here.
Why do you think about bikini?
Bikini, I was never that long, lean, like ectomorph type. That's just never been my figure. My siblings, yes, but not me. Um, and I've always been more muscular, like more on the muscular side, especially with my athletic history. So bikini was just never really an option for me. I've never been a big fan of the poses for me in particular. Um, and I was always more attracted to the more muscular divisions.
Yeah, I know bikini. You just gotta walk up and down, stick your butt out. Excuse me, no offense to the competitors, but your division is. So like, I get excited when I see the muscular women like that. See, like I just lady I interviewed, she did like the most muscular pose. We just flex. You're like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
baby, that is so beautiful. We love that.
yeah,
But you know, I think everybody gotta find their place. What they, like I said, it's good that you find your place and then you still grow in it. And like I said, like there's one lady I think my man KL, he's a fan of. I think it's Lily Dong. I think he's from China,
yeah. Yes,
and yeah, and she does pretty good. I think she's been to Olympia a couple of times.
yeah.
You
She was
know,
really good. Yeah,
I mean, it's amazing, especially being like I said, Chinese, Asian. Y'all ladies don't have those certain aesthetics, but she has to work harder than anybody.
yeah.
So, one question I have to ask you, ladies, especially because I'm a fat man. I love food. It's just I try to cut back. I used to be one pound I was 500 pounds, but I dropped down to under 400, and that's tough. But I still love food. I just had lunch a while ago, and this afternoon I ate a pizza and I had some donut sticks. But I ate smart. I had some veggies, some rice, and some
Well done.
sauteed chicken. Yeah, good. But but still, I like sweets and stuff like that. What was that thing you wanted the most? Tell me, Danielle. Tell me what that thing you wanted the
What am I
most.
craving? At the minute, it's Texas barbecue. For the last couple of seasons,
Ooh.
it's been Texas barbecue. Otherwise, it would be dim sum. Um, but I can't. I don't really. I don't know. I normally wait until I'm back in Asia for that. So after each show, I've normally had some like big trip to Asia to enjoy myself. But honestly, I really want some like a good rack of ribs. I really want some brisket. I really want some cornbread. But yeah, some just good barbecue. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm craving.
See, North Carolina, our barbecue's different from Texas. We do
Hmm.
more pork and stuff compared to that. We do
Ah,
we
okay.
do, we do cornbread. You're like, I don't know if I, especially after you do your show, you say, you gonna eat that cornbread? Hell yeah. No, I'm not gonna mess with no woman who just did a show. Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
eat your cornbread. But yeah, that's a good thing about food is part of the process. Eating the right foods is part of the process. I know
Yeah,
it's
but also that reward at the end of it, it's like, makes it taste that much better, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's always the best meal, after show. Like I earned this.
Yeah, I know you want to go to back home, eat traditional food there. Sometimes here, the American kind is not as good. It can be,
No,
depending on who's cooking there.
I don't
See
even
us,
bother.
yeah, for us here, like I'm in the South, we there's like a Chinese buffet over. That's not the same what y'all eat. They give us what is different. It's hood. It's a hood version of what we think y'all eat, but you don't eat that. I remember one time I remember watching. It's like more vegetables, more meats. I remember I used to work in a storage place. We do cold storage, and we used to send out like these big pallets loaded down with chicken feet. And I
Right.
mean, yeah, I remember guy told me, all they do is just take it and fry it
Collagen.
up and like popcorn. Yeah,
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 collagen.
yeah. I mean, we most said we ate those but the feet. so,
Yeah.
so, yeah. So wait a minute, give me a sec, folks. We just should be back in a minute, folks. If any problems, we'll let us know. Oh, there she is.
Sorry.
Okay, folks, that's all right. Just technical difficulty, folks, happens. That's why I
Okay.
like doing lives, because lives decide. You never know what's gonna happen. But yeah, it's good that you enjoy what you do and how you do it. I mean, it's a tough process. Like I said, sacrifice you make, the time you have to make. I mean, I know there's times you want more time with your hubby, but it's a good thing y'all home on gym. You can do more things together. Sometimes it's tough, especially being a woman in this sport, because I know I talk to ladies how you have one side, like even just if you just have a little butt muscle, it intimidates men. Being like, she's trying to be muscular and manly, yeah, yeah, yeah. And you have the other side, like say she's a cute little Asian chick with big old muscles. I get a little excited. That's the tough part about it because you walk at a fence because the idea of what women are supposed to be soft and feminine, and just when people see y'all ladies with the muscles and build and just, I think it kind of subconsciously offends their sense of what women should be. And I
Yeah,
think we still have
that was
difficulties.
me. Um,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay.
good.
Okay. So so we're not going to hold her too much longer because she's we appreciate time she's given us and sharing her story. I wish you all the best. So what's the plan for this year?
I've got one show coming up in April, and then I'm gonna hopefully get back to the New York Pro in May. And then I've
All
got I've got
right.
travel and some other projects coming up. So then we'll see what the rest of the season looks like.
Well, wish you best of luck on your young lady. And she's not sponsored, folks. So if you're interested in sponsoring her, that does help. Sponsorship. Reach out with genuine interest. Don't be this weird guy and say, "Hey, Dan, yeah, yeah, cute little thing. Yeah, I seen your shows." No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Do this.
Well, no,
Reach
I
out to
appreciate
her.
your time. I'm honored to be interviewed. So thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, not a problem. Reach out, people, and let her know. Follow her on social media links. Support these women's sport of bodybuilding. And, ma'am, like I said, I do appreciate the time you've given me. I wish you all the best of luck in your future. And like I said, if you like to say, if you will come back again and we can do a little bit more and talk a little more, you're a welcome guest. But I
Absolutely.
wish you all the best of luck.
All
Yeah.
right. Thank you.
Oh, for the guy that say like one more thing, he says this. He says, best luck to you, Danielle. And I want to tell you again, you are beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so good luck, ma'am, and thank you for coming through. Well,
Thank you.
folks, all right. Well, folks, I appreciate the time y'all were here. Thank y'all for your support. Wish you all the best to Danielle and her future in the sport of bodybuilding. And I'd like to thank my man KL and all the other guys that was here. And just best of luck to you. And hope everything goes better, especially in your life.
Thank you. All the best.
All right, you too. Okay. This is me always, George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, don't subscribe. I am out. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good luck.